What up, Laker fam? It's your boy DTLF back with another post-game recap, guys. I know I'm a little late. Was watching the Dodger game, but it seems to have no ending. I might finish post-game before the Dodger game actually ends. So go Dodgers! But right now we got to recap the Lakers who fall to the Portland Trailblazers, 122 to 108. All right, and now we are tied at 2-2 on the season. Disappointing loss, but not an unexpected one, guys. I've been saying it since the offseason. We needed to trade for another ball handler like a Malik Monk or somebody like that, because I said, what if injuries happen? We're going to be limited on ball handling and shot creation. And that's exactly what happened tonight. Austin Reaves did all he absolutely could, guys. He was sensational again tonight. He ended up with 41 points on 13 for 22 from the field with 5 assists, 3 steals. But the lack of ball handling, I think the Blazers did a phenomenal job of putting pressure. They turned him over 8 times. And so that wasn't a good stat. But we needed more, man. Rui gave us 16 on 6 for 12 from the field. Just wasn't enough. Ayton gave us 14 with 7 rebounds. Wasn't enough. I'm sorry, that was Jared Vanderbilt. Jared Vanderbilt gave us 14 with 3 assists and 7 rebounds. Wasn't enough. 16 for DeAndre Ayton with 8 rebounds, 2 steals and a block. Again, not enough, right? Only 3 from Jake. 16 for Dalton, who actually woke up a little bit in the second half, but it was too little too late. And only 2 points for Nick Smith Jr. So our bench was very depleted, man, and it was just disappointing to see the lack of ball handling. And you can really see what we need on this team. We need a backup big man because we got destroyed on the glass tonight. Absolutely destroyed. Credit to the Portland Trailblazers. They brought the energy. They pushed the pace. They got us tired, right? But they out-rebounded us 49 to 42, and it shows you that we need another backup big man because we had Vandal playing center whenever Ayton went to the bench. So it's just not going to happen. We gave up 19 offensive rebounds tonight, right? And then they out-assisted us 24 to 23. They also had 12 steals to our 11. They had 9 blocks to our 5. They beat us in the energy department. They just had more bodies than we did, to be honest. But we're not going to make excuses because I thought overall the outcome was awful. We turned the ball over way too many times, man. Way too many times. With 25 turnovers, that shows you our lack of ball handling outside of Austin Reaves. Anytime he wasn't in the game, we couldn't generate any offense whatsoever. And it was just really, really tough. It was a tough watch, right? But again, Austin did all he could. I thought Ayton played decent, especially in the first half. After that, he kind of fell off. But all in all, man, these are games that I wish we could figure out ways to win. And I'll tell you, man, Bronny James played some solid defense, but he can't score for lick, bro. He had 0 points on 0 for 2 shooting. He looked very unsure, right? He also had 3 turnovers. So, yeah, Bronny James, to me, as of right now, is not an NBA player. I can say it wholeheartedly. He's too undersized. He seems scared, and he seems like he just doesn't have it going right now. And that's very unfortunate. Dan Inspiration said, I bet Dan is watching the Dodger game. I was, bro, but that final inning, hopefully somebody can keep me updated in the chat. That final inning was taking forever, man. Let's see. I'll answer some questions. Anthony says, why Rui can't do more on offense? To be honest, Rui is just who he is, man. He's a spot-up shooter who can shoot the midi from time to time. But as you notice, when he puts the ball on the floor and tries to drive into traffic, it's more than likely, more than not, going to be a turnover. But the injury, guys, this depleted roster, the Lakers were severely shorthanded. Missing 7 key players, including stars like Luka with the finger sprain and the left leg contusion. LeBron James with the back issues, right? Gabe Vincent, who's another one of our ball handlers. Marcus Smart, who would have been huge in this game, disrupting their offense. He would have probably shut down somebody like Donny Advia and even Jackson Hayes as a backup big. Again, we're extremely depleted, and we need. I feel like we need to go out there. You know what? I'd cut somebody on this roster just to give my guy. I think if we can give my guy Markelle Fultz a shot, or Lonnie Walker. Somebody mentioned Lonnie Walker during the game. That would be really sweet. That would be awesome. And I know everybody's sleeping right now, but I want to hear your guys' comments when this video posts, either in the morning or whenever you watch it the next day, because I'm telling you, you can see that ball handling is severely lacking, guys. They have 25 turnovers. It tells you that they knew exactly what they needed to do, and they did it. They applied pressure, they pushed the pace, and they used their athleticism and versatility and body. Look, man, once I was in a rec league game when we only had about 4 people or 5 people, and we didn't have no subs, and we were exhausted. That's probably how the Lakers felt. Not to mention we're coming off of back-to-backs, and so was Portland. But the difference is Portland played the Clippers here in LA. They didn't have to travel, so they were pretty fresh, and they had more able bodies than us. So, again, no excuses, but Yeah. And yep, you know what, Tony? Yep, they did say that those guys are probably going to be back. They're hoping to have them back by Wednesday. That's what JJ said. So I know, Seb. Keep me posted. If anybody scores, let me know, guys. I appreciate you guys. I was watching over there with my playback community, but I had to come over here to do post game because it was taking too long to finish. But yeah, again, 25 turnovers is insane for our team. That was extremely bad 3-point shooting tonight. You know, we shot 7 for 27 from beyond the arc. That's 25% compared to Portland's 12 for 34. So that made a huge difference here as well. Defensively, we struggled, right? Guys like Danny Advia getting 25 plus, 5 for 8 from 3. Drew Holiday cooked this, 24 points, 4 for 7 from beyond the arc. We desperately lacked the perimeter defense of a Marcus Smart to slow at least one of those players down, right? We got exploited by our weakened defense due to lack of bodies. The rebounding disparity, all of that, you know. And again, Austin Reaves was sensational. Again, 41 points after dropping 50, fam. And they said he couldn't do it. I don't see the haters here tonight, man. Everybody would say he wouldn't do it again. He would score less than 25. He continues to prove that he is more than just an all-star. He could be a lot more. So, you know, I am very excited for that. But yeah, 25 turnovers is extremely unacceptable and it's discouraging, right? But at the same time, it's understandable because, again, we played with, like, guys who aren't supposed to be playing, like Chris Manning. Bronny James got 20 minutes out there. Nick Smith got 20 minutes. Didn't do much. 1 for 5 from the field. 0 for 2 for Bronny. They combined for 2 points in 40 minutes, right? Christian Coloco got 3 minutes. He's almost unplayable, guys. I think it's time to cut bait with Christian Coloco. And then Dalton, he gave us 25. Started off slow, but ended up with 16 points. So he kind of came to life a little bit. Again, the third quarter was a disaster, guys. I want to share the screen with you guys because I thought the third quarter was an absolute travesty again tonight. And check it out. We lost the game in the third quarter. If you see here and at the score, you see that Portland outscored us in the third quarter 32-26. That was the biggest disparity quarter. First quarter, they outscored us by 5. Second quarter, they outscored us by 2. And then the third quarter, they outscored us by 6 points. It was the difference, right? We kind of caught up at the end, but they were starting to blow us up. Every quarter, they outscored us, though. Bottom line is we stayed close. I thought Austin kept us close for a little bit, but it was just too much. It was too much. And credit to their players, man. Their players stepped up big time. You know, guys like Danny Advia, who always tends to kill the Lakers. That guy's a hooper. 24 for, like I said, Drew Holiday. Shaden Sharp chipped in with 16. 22 for Jeremy Grant. They showed that they were healthier than us, and that was the difference in the ball game for sure. But still, there's certain players on here that are proving that they're just not ready to play. Player number 1 has got to be Bronny James. Again, offensively, he's not doing much. He had some good defensive plays that led to a couple of nice passes, but 3 turnovers to go with his 3 assists just shows that he's not much of a playmaker or a scorer. It's really hard to find any minutes for a guard like that. Nick Smith Jr., only 21 years of age. This guy was a top first-round pick. He did have 3 assists. He also had 2 turnovers, right? 2 points only. 0 for 2 from 3. 1 for 5 from the field. It just wasn't good enough, guys. It's just we need more production from the bench. Our bench had 18, but most of that was Dalton. It was basically one player off the bench, right? Coloco, I'm sorry. I'm ready to cut bait with him. We need a more ready NBA player. Shit, go bring in James Wiseman. If he could take his spot, although I don't think you could put James Wiseman on a 2-way contract. But if you could, I'd give him the spot over Christian Coloco for nights like these when you need the depth, right? But we're still severely lacking. This is why I think something's going to happen before the deadline, or we're going to get certain players back, right? I think something's going to happen. My guy Danspiration said people dismiss Reaves' offense because of his defense. Look at Curry. If he puts up 40 points, bad defense, people still glazing him. You can't dismiss anything Reaves does. Look, first of all, he scored 94 points back-to-back, right? 51 the other night, and today, what was it? 41 or something like that? Somewhere, 90-something points, like 92 or something like that. That's pretty special, man. That is pretty damn special, and no matter how you chop it up, people were saying he couldn't do that. He did it. And to be honest, we looked much better whenever he was on the floor. Much, much better. But whenever he was off, again, we didn't have enough ball handling. He's the only one. Him and Chris Manning were the only ones that weren't negative in the plus-minus. He was dead even at 0. But everybody else in the starting lineup, like DeAndre 8, -10. -27 for Jake Laribbe. He had his worst game. -6 for Jared Vanderbilt. -8 for Rui Hachimura. -1 for Dalton. -6 for Christian Coloco. -13 for Nick Smith Jr. -2 for Bronny. So the only one that was right at 0 was pretty much Austin. So, yeah, man. Let's see here. My guy said, Grant says AR kept getting wrapped up and held all game. BS, man. We dropped the ball tonight. Thing about AR is he's going to get fouled, and I knew that was the game plan. I told you guys pre-game that they were going to come in here and try to touch him up and getting tired, and it worked. He looked exhausted by the end of the game. How he managed to get 41 and 5, that just speaks a lot of volume to his special and how special he is. But the fact that we're 2-2 is expected due to all the injuries. Now Wednesday is going to be more important. Wednesday we have to win. It has to be a win. And I told you guys I had a feeling we were going to draw even. That was before Marcus Smart got hurt. So now it's even worse. Marcus Smart has been a huge piece of this team in the first couple of games, and now he's out. Right? So at least the Dodgers winning, hopefully, man. They're already in the 15. Oh my goodness, bro. Let me know when somebody scores. That game is something else, man. It's truly. But in summary, man, the Lakers lost, stemmed from a combination of missing key players, excessive turnovers, ineffective three-point shooting, and defensive lapses, and the rebound disadvantages. Portland's balanced attack and ability to exploit these weaknesses was what secured their victory. So credit to them. And again, hopefully the Lakers, can get healthy, because that's a huge part of our success. That is, missing so many pieces, guys. We missed so many players that were hurt that it was just almost like, damn, I'm shocked we were even in the game that late. But Mark said it was never practical to start Marcus. Yes, it is. Marcus could definitely impact the game from the starting lineup, but unfortunately, again, his play style is very old school, man. He's diving on the floor for loose balls and all that, and unfortunately, that's going to get him, susceptible to injuries. So hopefully, he tones it down at least towards the end of the season, man. Hopefully, he said both teams are down to their last bullpen pitchers. They only have starters now. That's insane, bro. That Dodger game, I might be able to, after this post game, go back and watch it with my playback community who's watching over there. Shout out to Kimmy Goat for holding it down. But yeah, that Dodger game definitely won't end. It keeps going. Hey, what's up, Quentin? Not much, man. Just breaking down the game here. Again, the Lakers fall to the Portland Trailblazers 122-108, and it was unfortunate, but not. How did I say this? It wasn't unexpected due to the injuries, man. I was just hoping we can compete. We did that for about 2.5 quarters, and then we bounced. But look, Wednesday we faced the Timberwolves. Friday we faced the Grizzlies, and that's an NBA Cup group stage game. Not that it matters, but it sucks because that game's gonna be more competitive. The Grizzlies are gonna take it really, really. And we already beat the Timberwolves, so they're gonna be looking to get revenge in their house on Wednesday. So Wednesday and Friday is gonna be tough. Followed by, it doesn't get easier. Sunday, November 2nd. That's versus the Miami Heat. So we could lose 3 in a row if we're not careful. I'm hoping we can at least get 2 out of those next 3, but that's going to be really tough with the injuries. And then again, Monday we play the Trailblazers, but this time in their house, followed by Wednesday, the Spurs, who, by the way, right now the Spurs are 4-0. Shout out to Wemby. I always knew he was going to be a beast, but damn, he turned the corner a lot quicker than I thought. And then it's the Hawks on Saturday, November 8th. So our schedule was looking very, very winnable with LeBron and with Luka when they first presented the schedule. But now, with just Austin as the primary ball handler and only ball handler, it really shows the weaknesses on this roster and when we have to go and address. And we have to go get another ball handler, which I've been saying since the offseason, and another backup big. Because, again, tonight we were out-rebounded in our own house by the Portland Trailblazers. And that just cannot happen. It cannot. But what are you guys' thoughts, man? I'll read a couple of final comments, man. I'm not going to keep you too long. It is late at night, man. We did stay up late to watch the Dodger game. Not going to keep y'all. And right now, a lot of people are watching the Dodgers. That's why we're a little empty here today. But again, I think this team leaves a lot to be desired. I'm very excited for Austin's potential. He continues to put up 40s. Right now, this dude is averaging a lot, man. Let me see what Austin Reaves is averaging right now. Austin Reaves in the first 4 games of the season. And, of course, it's going to fluctuate. So this is not what he's going to end up averaging. I still have him at 25. Had him at 23, but I upped that once Luka went out. He's averaging 34 points per game right now. And that's not factoring this game yet. So his average is going to bump up to like about 38 or whatever. But he's doing his thing, man. And we can't ask much more from him. Now it's the other guys. It's the Rui Hachimuras of the Lakers. It's the DeAndre Aytons. It's those guys that have to step up and they have to be better, and they have to be much, much better. And, we got to play smart because we're getting hurt right now. And again, Injuries are a part of the sport. It's unfortunate that it happens, but like I was telling somebody, you rather it happen early so you can really see the lack of what's lacking from certain positions. And again, we got to work on not turning the ball over, because Austin himself had 8 tonight. That's not good, But a lot of that is because he was a lone ball handler. So it's I'm surprised he didn't have 10. Quentin says, so want to know something funny, Laker fam from the South Carolina? Watched the full game. I figured the game was going to be hard to take, but I was proud of this squad for fighting. I just don't want to hear nobody talk about injuries, and I don't want to hear no Blazer fans talking shit. Well, injuries, we got to talk about it, because it's happening and it's impacting what's happening with the Lakers. Injuries are normal, but it's not normal to be, without 7 key rotation pieces, guys, right? It's not. You're not going to win a lot of those games, right? Unless AR goes crazy. He probably had to drop 60 tonight just to get us to win. But he was exhausted, man. He just played last night. Now he played again. This dude's going to need an ice bath. He's going to need a good massage from the wifey, and he's going to need to sleep for the next 24 hours, bro, because I'm telling you, man, it's not going to be easy going out on the road. In Minnesota has a lot of length. They had a lot of size, and they're salivating, looking to get their revenge, But, yeah, Austin is having a career year for sure and going to be prouder. Luka came in here and dropped the 49-piece. Man, I can't wait to see how LeBron looks when he gets back. LeBron is still delayed 3 more weeks is what they're saying, by the way. Trent, I'm doing good, man. Thank you for asking. I'll be doing a lot better if the Lakers had won. But now I'll settle for the Dodgers winning. If the Dodgers could pull out a victory here tonight, that'll be spectacular, man. I really hope they can do it. But, again, keep me posted, guys. Let me know what happens. I'm looking at my scoreboard here. It'll probably ring when somebody scores. But, man, this game just keeps going. DeAndre Ayton said he said they definitely was talking crap to me the whole time. Danny Advia, every shot he made, he kept rubbing it in. DeAndre Ayton on going against his former teammates in Portland. So he was having some fun there for sure. But, yeah, check this out. The last 4 games, unreal numbers, man. Unreal numbers from Austin Reaves. First game of the season, 26 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds on 9 for 16. Second game, 25 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds, 9 for 15 from the field. Third game, which was yesterday, 51 points, 9 assists, 11 rebounds, 12 for 22 from the field, and then 41 points tonight with 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And that's in spite of being tired, right? You know who else is impressing me? He's not a Laker, but he's a rookie as well. VJ Edgecombe, who had 26 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and a block. So I might talk a little bit more about him tomorrow on NBA Weekly. I haven't done one of those with you guys, so we'll see what happens there. D Prince says, damn, that dude Clinigan looks like Goliath out there. Very good player. I liked him, man, since college. He's very solid, man, and we'll see. We'll see how he turns out. But to be honest, like, Ayton had his hands full. He was a lone big man. And he was out there fighting Clinigan. He was fighting Jeremy Grant. He was fighting everything they threw at him. I thought he held his own okay. It was nothing crazy, but, it's top of the 16 innings. See, good thing I made my post game. I almost didn't make it. I might be able to join playback after this again till the game ends. But, yeah. Next phase says, nobody said it's not enough, but the only way we should keep Rui is at a steep discount. He is just too inconsistent. I'll be honest with you, man. That's a name that, next phase, we're going to be looking at the trade deadline, and we're going to be saying, what can we get back for this guy just to not overpay him, right? There's only so much money to go around. You got to re-sign Austin. We don't know what's going to happen with LeBron, right? But, like, that's definitely somebody that I'm looking at, and I'm like, is he worth paying? What do you guys think? Is Rui worth paying or not? Because he is inconsistent. Tonight he had an okay game, right? Tonight he had an okay game. It wasn't nothing special, but he did end up with his numbers. Right, it's just defensively for me is where I'm with Rui is where I worry. But he did have 16 points. He did have 6 rebounds, a little bit better. And he did have 1 block. He did have 3 turnovers. Most of that happens when he gets tunnel vision and he goes downhill, right? And it's insane because Jared Vanderbilt played less minutes than him and ends up getting more rebounds and more consistent effort on the defensive end with 3 steals and 3 assists. I think, Rui should be way better than Vando offensively, right? And that's the thing. Let's see. Mark says, off topic, but I'm sick of no American players in the top 5 NBA. What happened? Nah, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. The sport continues to expand, Mark, and it's become global. It's a beautiful thing. I do not mind at all, seeing as how we got one of them, and his name is Luka, right? And we have Austin, who is American. And I think, is it far-fetched to say that Austin is a top 30 player in the NBA right now? We'll probably have this conversation tomorrow, but I think he's a top 30 player, and I don't know where I want to place him inside that top 30. I would have to look at the entire league, but I think he's a top 30 right now. I mean, you can't drop 51 one night and then 41 the next night and, continue to move up. And, yeah, he's got to be a top 30 player. I don't think there's 29 other players that are better than him. I don't. I'm sorry. Or more than 29. I don't think there is. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about AR? Is it too early? Honestly, I thought last year he was the best third option in the league, if I'm being quite frank. I thought last year he was for sure the number one best third option in the league. Now we got to look at it. And again, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow for NBA Weekly. But I wholeheartedly believe this guy right here, man, Austin Reaves, is a top 30 player in this league. And that's crazy to think. LeBron's still a top 10. I'll put him top 10 for sure. Luka's a top 3. And now we got a top 30. That's some depth for you. Not to mention Rui. He's solid sometimes. You got Marcus Smart. You got DeAndre Ayton. The only problem right now is injuries. And so we got to go out and get some insurance policies at the big man position, at the guard position. Because, again, this is something we had foreseen in the offseason that I felt like we just didn't have enough ball handling to go around. I already didn't trust Gabe Vincent, but now he's hurt. And he's out for 2 to 4 weeks now, by the way. Breaking news. He's out for about 2 to 4 weeks. So to me, it's concerning the fact that our next ball handler is Bronny James. He just doesn't have the experience, and he's just not fully developed enough to have that type of, to produce. I mean, just look at the numbers right here. Bronny James, just look at his numbers. He played 20 whole minutes, 0 points. All right, 0 points. He did have 3 assists, but he also had 3 turnovers, so they kind of nullify the assists. When you have the same amount of assists as turnovers, that just means you're volatile with that basketball. So, again, I like our depth, but our depth is injured, so we have to get more depth. All right, we have to go out and get, again, who do you guys like? And if you're watching it live, tell it to me right now. But if you're not watching this live, drop it in the comment section, man. The best comment will get pinned, okay? Who do you guys like at the point guard? A couple of names come to mind. Markelle Fultz, who I like even better than Gabe Vincent at this point of his career. And Lonnie Walker. Lonnie Walker has been tremendous, even when he was a Laker. Any of those two guys could help with some of that scoring load off the bench. Of course, I'd love to get somebody like a Malik Monk, but I doubt the Kings make that trade with us. But what do you guys think? Who would you guys like? Drop it in the comment section right now. Mark, you think Austin is a top 25? It might be. I just have to look at the list. I have to look at the players, and I have to see who's out there and who's doing what, right? But make sure you guys hit the like button on this video, man. I do appreciate it. I'm up late, man. It's officially right now 11 p.m. Pacific time. 11 p.m. I don't know if y'all can see the timer, but 11 p.m. Pacific time. Officially right now. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Appreciate you guys. All right, I'll read the final comments here. My guy Don, the Lakers fan, says, AR is going to win MVP soon. I believe it. I'd love that. But I don't think so, man. There's so many talented players in the NBA that it's really tough for the third best player on the team to win MVP. It's just probably not going to happen, at least not in the Luka era or the LeBron era. I just don't see it. But I could definitely see him becoming a bigger star than what he is now. And so, Don, I appreciate you, man. 1 a.m. here with your boy, man. Appreciate you. Wyan says, sucks for Bronny to be forced to play meaningful minutes when he's not ready for that. You know what, Wyan? I wouldn't say sucks for him because a player has to relish the opportunity, but you're right about one thing. He's definitely not ready for it, But we can't coddle him and hold his hand. We're not his father. His father's his father. But if he's not ready, then maybe everything people have been saying about him is true. Maybe he's not an NBA level talent, But I'm not ready to give up on him because he's still really young and he shows good defensive potential. And that's what I do like about Bronny James. And I'll continue to like that about Bronny. Let's see. D Prince says, we are kind of in a difficult situation. We can get rid of Koloko to get a backup point guard, but we are also short on center. So, yeah, we needed both. And remember, you heard it here first during the summer. What did I say we needed? A backup point guard and a backup center, and then I would feel so much better. And this is the reason why, because injuries happen, suspensions happen, slumps happen, foul trouble happens. You need to have those extra pieces at those positions, and we don't right now. We just don't. Simple as that, man. But anyways, guys, this video was brought to you and sponsored by Underdog and Prize Picks. Promo code DTLF, man. Cash in on those cash rewards, and make sure you guys get paid this October, man, and moving forward. So tap in, guys. Appreciate you guys so very much. that is gonna wrap it up for your boy here, man. I'm gonna go and finish watching the rest of the Dodger game, and then hit the hay after that, man. But again, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you already haven't, for all things Lakers and so much more. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for some NBA Weekly. All right, keep it locked. Peace.